All right, let's talk about EDC. All right, so this is going to be the first video in, I want to say, a three-part series. Going over personal, vehicle, and then like bag type EDC. So what is EDC? EDC is everyday carry, so stuff you carry either on your person, in a bag that you have with you every day, or in your vehicle every day, as we'll go in this little mini series. So to start it off, I'm just going to go with on the body EDC. I'm kind of going to go over some of the more boring stuff like clothing first, and then we'll get into the good stuff I'm sure you guys want to see. So starting off with shoes, huge proponent of boots. Usually wear like Merrell's or like Carhartt work boots, kind of depending on like, you know, am I just going hiking out to the woods, or am I like working on some project. Hats, love my hats. I have way too many hats. You know, like girls have a lot of shoes, I have a lot of hats. Usually wear like flannels. I really like flannels just because where I live, the weather kind of varies, like it fluctuates in temperature a lot. So you can go out with a flannel if it's a little cooler, you know, roll your sleeves down. If it gets a little warmer, you're doing something, you can roll your sleeves back up. Lastly, so as a kid, I hated wearing jeans, and I still hate wearing jeans because in like elementary and middle school, I used to wear sweatpants all the time, and then that evolved to wearing khakis all the time. These are just some generic ones, I think, from like Walmart or something, but I usually wear like Carhartt type pants, or if I'm like going to the range, I have like a nice pair of 511s that my wife got me and stuff like that. So kind of branching off clothing, this I think is a really important piece of gear, and this is a nice EDC belt, or just a nice belt in general. For the longest time, I used to have just like a nicer leather belt that I would wear all the time. But I found, especially with like holsters, that they would sag or kind of bend a knot. Well, this is a very rigid belt. You can see it doesn't like bend or anything. And this is from Blue Alpha Gear. Let you guys kind of check that out. If you can focus, maybe. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, Blue Alpha Gear right there. Anywho, this is a really nice belt just because if you have to like attach some things to it. And of course, it's got the really, you know, cool Cobra buckle. All right, so sunglasses, you know, obviously kind of important. These are ballistic rated Under Armour. I forget which model they are, but they have the polarized lenses. They're really comfortable. And you can swap the lenses out, which I need to get new ones because these ones are kind of scraped up a bit. All right. So in my pockets, right, I like to carry this little Olight. This is the i3T EOS. It has two different modes. See, it's got the little belt clip right here. It has a high mode, and you can turn it off, press it again. And well, that was the high mode, the other one was a low mode, but super nice little flashlight. I know everyone has flashlights on their phones now, which, you know, that works, but, you know, kind of like having a little backup, a little redundancy. This is kind of like a lot brighter too than like a phone flashlight. All right, so I love multi-tools. I have like a whole bunch of different varieties, but this is my favorite one to just carry around. It's a Leatherman Skeletool in, of course, a tan color. You can see here the theme of a lot of my stuff is I really like the color brown and tan. So yeah, this has a bunch of, you know, tools on it. Your, of course, pliers, your little wire cutters, blade, a couple Phillips and flatheads, and then this little guy here. that I added on top. I forget who makes this, but it's a little attachment for the Skeletools, and it has the hammer head. So like I have the EOD Mutt, which has like a hammer head. You can put another tool in here, and then it has a couple different little, I want to say wrench sizes right in here. So cool little add-on to an already pretty sweet tool. All right, oh, I guess we should probably continue on with the pockets thing. So I have one of these little RFI protecting wallets. Of course it has a moose on there because I freaking love moose. So it's just really nice. It's super thin. You know, I used to have a big thick wallet that I'd carry in my back pocket all the time. But I like how thin and low profile this is, and all you really need is like your cards and a little bit of cash on you. Yes, a mask, because we're still doing that. For watches, I really like the Apple watches. I think this is a Series 3, 4, something like that. Yeah, Series 4. I really like how like all the stuff you can do with this kind of thing. It's pretty sweet. And I have an iPhone too, so that works out really well. Keys. I always like to keep my keys on the belt for easy access. My truck has the keyless entry and exit, so I don't even have to like have my keys out or press anything. But I've kind of beat up now. I've wrapped it in this like cryptic, I think it's called a gun skin. And so there's my key fob. Oh, this little thing is pretty sweet. It's called a key port. So it has these things that you can, these different pieces that you can snap in. So this is just a little good old M81 camel thing. On the back here, this has a kind of a little multi-tool. So it's got some different wrench ends, little box cutter that is sharp as heck, flathead, little Phillips, a little bottle opener type deal. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then of course you have all your keys in here, and then these do have a little, you know, if you find me, return to tab thing. So, which has a little code that you can scan, and it'll pull up your info. Just as far as like how to get a hold of you, not like, you know, oh, this is my credit card number and stuff. I like to have something to write with all the time. That way if I have like ideas, or I'm very forgetful, so I try to like jot things down, you know, that I like forget all the time. So this book in particular I use for like video ideas. So if I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool thing to do, or like things I need to get for my truck or want to get for my truck, or maybe some upcoming things. All right. So my phone, I just have the iPhone 11 Pro. Of course, got the Pro for the nice camera, because they're doing the whole, you know, YouTube and Instagram thing. This, it's been a pretty sweet little phone. I used to have a LifeProof case on this. But taking like my phone to the field all the time, the camera area got unbelievably scratched up to where every photo pretty much comes out fuzzy. Yes, it's either filled with coffee or Coke Zero, and I drink a lot of coffee, so usually I have my other one, my red one, which has coffee, and then this one is for the Coke Zero. All right, so the fun part. Now this is my primary carry gun. I do enjoy carrying my H&K 45C, but I generally like to carry that when it's colder out, because you can wear more layers, because it is a little bit of a not so much compact handgun, which I know some people are going to say, oh, the 19X isn't either, but you know, it works. So boom. This is a Glock 19X. I haven't really done any type of modification to it. It has the Olight PL Mini 2, which is a really nice light. They do charge from the bottom via this little magnet right here, which is pretty cool. Added some grip tape. I used to have grip tape all along here, but I found a new way to clean guns, which this thing looks absolutely brand new now that I've discovered that. Thank you to my uncle. You know, has night sights. I'm not going to go into a whole review about this, but this is what I like to carry. And yes, of course, it's tan. And then our little side carrier here, we have another magazine. These are the 19 rounders. I have a 17 rounders in the gun, with of course carrying one in the chamber. And then this is a holster from Last Line of Defense. This is a really, really nice holder. I think it's called the Sidekick or the Associates. I think it's the Associates. V2. So one thing that's really nice about this holster, let me pull my stuff back in here, is if I'm using my light without unholstering the gun, I can charge the light without having to take my gun out of the holster. So yeah. All right guys, well let me know what you thought about that. You know, comment down below if there's any things you want to know more about, or if you're like, oh, I kind of like this, I don't really like that. Or if you have any ideas in the future. I think the next one we'll be doing is either, I'll probably do the bag EDC one. That's still kind of evolving, but I've got my truck EDC pretty dialed in, and that's going to be a little bit of a longer video, because if you guys have seen any of the videos about my truck, you know, ooh, excuse me, I have a lot of stuff in there. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Oh, before I forget, EDC Corgi, you need to have one of these. All right. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.